Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome into the channel. On today's video, we are going to talk about how to use Notion, Airtable, and Miro for insanely productive video planning. So if this is your first time into the channel, I am so glad that you're here. I am your boy Paul. And on this channel, we talk about all the tools, books, and resources that are available to help you skill up and improve your life and your business. Now, if you're watching this video, chances are you're somebody who's trying to dip their toe into becoming a content creator. Maybe you've had a channel for a while, and I know how difficult it can be. I'm somebody who's working a full-time job and I'm doing YouTube part-time, and so the first thing that I found out immediately is that doing videos is very hard. Video production is a very difficult thing. I mean, let's face it, we have to find the material, we have to record the material, we have to edit it, we have to publish it, we have to promote it, we have to do everything ourselves, at least at the start of things. And we all have lives. I mean, we have work to do, we have family, I have a wife, I have a dog, some of us have children. So there's all these other elements that are coming into our lives trying to distract us. So what you have to do is you have to find a system that's going to keep you productive and organized in order for you to be able to fit it all in the limited time that you have. And I am glad that I am able to share that with you. I've searched wide, deep, long, whatever you want to say. I really dug in trying to find how to make this work for me and how I could fit it into my schedule, and I found the most productive system that is available. And the way that I do that is by using three tools. I use Miro, Notion, and Airtable. And I am going to share that with you. We are going to go in depth on how I use these tools for my video planning. And so if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and grab my coffee, and then we're going to head back into my office and we're going to sit down and let's take some time and gnaw this away a little bit. See you back there. So thank you for taking that walk with me. We are back in the office here, and so we're going to sit down at my desk and we're kind of going to go through this material here on the system that I found on how I could produce insanely productive video planning. Now for me, the journey was kind of rocky to start. When I started thinking of ideas, I had random ideas written down on paper. I had things thrown in my phone, in the notes section on my iPhone. I even had, little sticky notes that I used to write ideas on when I was at work or whatever. So there was all these random ideas all over the place. And so the first thing I realized is that I needed a system where I can kind of organize my thoughts, kind of a big mind map type of situation where I can organize my thoughts. And so that's where I came across Miro. And I started using Miro at first just to organize my thoughts, to try to get my channel organized and figure out. And I found it really helpful for this exact purpose. What I did is that when I defined my channel, I took to Miro to figure out what type of content I was going to create to make sure that the ideas I was coming up with was going to result in a lot of different options on where to go. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what Miro looks like. If you want to go ahead and take a look at my screen here, you can see that right here in the middle, this is just your basic mind map, and it's a free tool. Miro's M-I-R-O, as you can see there. You can just sign up for it online. I have in the middle here's my video ideas, and what I started to do was I just started to drop different ideas on different topics or subjects on videos that I was going to produce. And ultimately, after I got a bunch of these, I narrowed it down to particular themes. I noticed that there was a lot of different things that were starting to come together. So this is what I did for my playlist. I created a playlist for each one of these particular things. And from these playlists, then here are all the video ideas, right? And so with books and reading, you have ideas here. And as I go through, as I think of new ideas, then I'm able to add this to see whether it makes sense on my mind map or not. Okay, so that's just a quick overview. That is how I use Miro, guys. So Miro is basically where I started to brainstorm all my ideas, get all my gathered thoughts from random areas, put it into one place so I could take a look at it, color code it, match them up, and identify where I need to start. So this helped me identify my channel, my topics, and then I can start building on those topics and those video ideas. So from Miro, then I move over into Notion. So Notion is where I start building out these ideas. Now that I have my core playlist put together and some video topics, then I'll move into Notion. So we're gonna go ahead, dive into Notion. Now this is what I wanna say about Notion. Notion is used for many different things, and I do have a dashboard. I do use Notion a lot for note-taking, a lot of projects, a lot of databases. So I did build out this database for my YouTube video projects, And so I want to share it with you. Now, what's great about Notion is that it does have a mobile app and it does have the desktop version as well. It's important for me to have that mobile app accessibility because we are creatives, guys, and you never know when that muse is going to hit you. You think of ideas in the weirdest places. Some of you would think about ideas when you're at the gym working out. Some of you would think of these ideas when you're out walking the dog. Maybe you're driving to work in the morning, you're jamming out, you have some video ideas, you want to be able to write it down. And some of us, you know, a lot of times we'll have video ideas on our way into the bathroom, right? And so when you're sitting there, most of the times we'll have our phone with us. You want to be able to take some notes. I love being able to go into Notion and just going into their mobile app and taking some notes. Is user-friendly for that. So what I usually start with my Notion is I will look at my video ideas. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you my Notion screen. I'll show you how I have this mapped out. So these are my video ideas now, right? And so I have this list. Now I could look at this several ways. This is the table version. I also have a board version where I could take a look by playlist, and this will help me get a snapshot of the different videos that I'm working on and where they fall at as far as my playlists, and this will help me get a bird's eye view on maybe I need to build more in this area. So as we build on this, you'll see that these lists will grow, but it'll kind of give me a quick overview and a snapshot of what it is. Or I could just have these listed by those that I have not started yet. And what I like to do with this is what I'll have on my mobile phone. I'll have it sorted by not started, because as I think of a new idea, I will click here and add that. Now what's great with Notion is that it does have the integration with Miro. So I was able to integrate my Miro board and I can have it on the same page as my Notion table. So I could take a look here, and as I'm looking at my ideas, which ones do I want to start, which videos are interested to me, I can look here, get a bird's eye view and say this is a video I want to build out. Or maybe I'll have a new video idea that isn't on here altogether. So what you'll do here is you would hit new. So you can start a new record, and let's just call this Paul's test video. And then you can start building it out from here. And so you could go along the table and fill out these things in a horizontal manner. Or what you can do is you can go also open up the page and make the changes this way. And that's the way I like to do it. So once I'm ready to get to work and start figuring out what this video is going to be about and start doing the effort to put this together, this is the page I like to go to, because over trial and error I found that with every video there's going to be a bunch of things that you're going to want to keep track of. And I'm kind of a freak like that, where I do like to keep everything organized. I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking big picture. 1 year from now, if I want to get access to a video, or what I did on that video, or which tags I put in that video, what description I used, I want to have this database all set. So I'm building out today for the future, so I don't have to go back and reinvent the wheel. So I have everything that I think I'm going to need. And guys, you can chime in. There may be some things that I'm missing here. I'm sure as I get more complex, as my video editing gets sharper, as I start doing better content, this may, you know, form a little differently. But everything is pretty obvious. I want to get the video URL. That's after I post it to YouTube. There's going to be the link for the video. I want to post that in there. The short description, this is kind of your early brainstorm stuff. Like, okay, in a quick word, what is this video about? And you can say this is about testing this on the channel. Whatever you want to say, right? That's your early thoughts on what this is going to be about. And then a playlist. So I already have my playlist built. Remember, through Miro, I already decided what my playlists were. So I decided to build out that list. I have a own data table for the playlist, and then you could choose which one this video is going to fall into. So for the sake of this video, let's just say that this new one is going to go into productivity and organization. And then you could choose the status. And there's a couple different statuses. Now, your workflow may be totally different, whatever type of flow you're into, and that's okay. We all work a little bit differently. We all think a little differently. But for me, I know that the way I categorize my videos is this. There's the idea. So this is in the idea stage. This is just, I got a name. I got a concept for a video. This is the idea behind it. And then I start building that out. Once the idea, I go into the front end. The front end is where I start doing the research. I need to do research the title. I need to research keywords. I need to do some research, make sure it's a hot topic, make sure that there is a demand or an interest in seeing this type of material. So that's the front end. That's when I start doing the research and start working on the template that I have that we'll take a look at here in a minute. And then I film it. And then so we'll go to filmed. So sometimes I'll film a bunch of content. I'll do a batch filming where I'll do 2 or 3 videos in a day. And then it'll just sit there and then I start editing it later. So once it goes into the editing phase, we'll move it to this stage. And then the back end is that after you edit it, there's certain things that you need to do to the video before you publish it to YouTube. And so I want to make sure that if that's the stage that it's in, that I say that's in the back end. And once all of that is done, then you can go ahead and schedule the video and then publish the video. So that's my warped way of thinking. You guys can tell me if there's something else that you do. So for this particular video, this is in the idea status. Now, I also have a section to say if this video monetized or not. For this video, it's not. It's going to be a no. Some of you may have multiple channels. I only have one channel, but I built this out again thinking in the future I may have multiple channels. So I already started building out a list. Channel 2, channel 3. So this is going to go to Paul Melikivi. That's my main channel. All right. Is there a sponsor for this video? This video has no sponsor to it. But if I do have sponsor, I have a separate database with all of my sponsors, and this would link to that sponsor database so I could drop in the sponsor information. The date that this is recorded, you can just plug in any particular date off the calendar here. Same thing with the published date. You go ahead, pick a date off the calendar when this is going to be published. After you do the thumbnail, you want to upload the thumbnail to here, and so you can keep track of it. I keep track of all my artwork for my videos, and guys, trust me, there is a lot of artwork in your videos. You'll start to realize that is a lot of work. Is this an affiliate link? This video? No, there's no affiliate, but if there was an affiliate, then I do have a database with all of my affiliate links that I'm building out. I would click on here and I would be able to choose which affiliate program I could be associated with. So we are talking about Airtable. So let's just say, okay, maybe you want to add the Airtable link in there. And that's kind of the basics. This is what's going to happen on every video. This is the main database that we have. And then it gets to the fun part. So this is my YouTube video planning template. And this template, guys, there's a lot of different templates out there. If you go on YouTube, there's a couple of people that have some wild, complex templates. Everybody's flow is going to be different. So mine is kind of a hybrid template. And to be honest with you, it's a little bit of everything. I took some information from the template from Thomas Franks. And I took some information from the template from Ali Abdul. And I combined them together, tweaked it, added my own spin to it, and this is what I created. I created this Frankenstein of a template because it's kind of piecemeal from everything together. But I kind of know my flow, and again, this may not work for everybody, and guys, that is fine. This is just some ideas to get your wheels turning and see what you can do with this thing. But there are some things that you realize you have to do with every video. And for me, my mind is going all over the place. I want to make sure that all of my T's are crossed, my I's are dotted, and I get everything done. And if everything is checked, then I know that this video is ready and it's good to go. So the first thing you have is my pre-filming checklist. Did I research the titles? Did I do my keyword research? Did I take any photos for the thumbnail? These are things that I would like to do post filming it if possible. And then after it's filmed, there's certain things you want to do in the editing process. I want to make sure that I downloaded the raw video to my Google Drive. I want to make sure that all of my videos are saved and backed up. Now, this creates a problem because I can guarantee you that you will run out of room. I mean, I have cloud upon cloud upon clouds of storage for all of my video content, between videos, photos, B-roll, artwork, thumbnails. The amount of content that's out there is ridiculous. So I think I own the whole atmosphere of clouds just in order to be able to store all my files, because there's no way I could fit it onto the hard drive. I don't want it slowing down the computer, so I use cloud storage for that. Make sure you check the audio levels. I'm sure you've been through it, guys. If it hasn't happened to you yet, you are very lucky, but it happens to the best of us. You'll go in there, You'll record a whole video, you'll spend 20, 30 minutes, and then you realize that you did not turn on the microphone. I don't know how many times it happened to me. I recorded a whole video and I went back to look at it. There was no volume. So you couldn't hear a thing at all. So you want to make sure that you always check the audio levels. Make sure you do a complete run through of your entire video after you edit it. Check it for errors, check it for mistakes, check for things that you might want to tweak. Make sure everything's in the right place. Make sure that you save the project in your editing software, whatever software you're using. Make sure you save it. You save it multiple times. Save it multiple times. Save it multiple times. I don't know how to stress that enough. I save oftentimes as I go. And then what you'll find out is that after you edit it, you go to post it to YouTube, there's going to be a whole list of things that you need to do to this video before you publish it. So that's where the publishing checklist comes in. You want to add your description. You want to add any affiliate links if there's an affiliate links. I have this toggle switch here for most relevant videos. So this will tell me which videos do I want to link to this to give the viewer some similar ideas on other videos that they could watch. Am I going to add any tags to the video? Are there any in-video cards? If there are video cards, make sure you add them in there. Is there going to be an end screen at the end? Is there monetization? If it is monetization, did I place the ads, or am I going to YouTube place the ads? And did I complete the thumbnail? And that checklist is pretty intensive. And then there's a promotion checklist. So after you do all of that, you get it published to YouTube. There is the posting. So the work still continues, because after you post it, now you have to promote it. And so you have a promotion checklist. For me, definitely, if it is a sponsored video, you want to make sure that you send a link to the sponsor so they can take a look at it, have it on your record so you don't mark that off. For me, the best practice I've learned is that you add a pinned comment to YouTube. So I always do that on all of my videos. You'll see that I always pin a comment to my videos. Make sure I upload a thumbnail to the Google Drive. I will share my video to my Twitter account. I also have a newsletter that I publish every week. I send that direct to your inbox. So if you haven't signed up for that, my newsletter is a way for me to communicate all my projects. You get up to date on all my fears, my failures, my successes, everything that I'm doing on a weekly basis. You can subscribe to that. The link will be down in the description. Make sure you do that. Every time I publish a video, I will go ahead and put a link into that newsletter that I send out each week. And then I want to make sure I add this to my Airtable gallery, and the Airtable gallery is going to be the next part of the process. So we looked at Miro, we're looking at Notion now. The next step is going to be Airtable. Before we get to Airtable, I want to talk to you a little bit about what's down here. So I talked to you about doing some research on my title research up here. This is just a little toggles down here that I keep for myself so I could keep track of all my title ideas. I will go in here and test different titles. I can also, idea number 2, idea number 3, and then I can keep track of what I get and what I find out. So as I'm brainstorming different titles, I will plug them all in here. I like to start with at least 10 and then narrow down from there which is going to be the most effective title. Same thing with keywords. I'll do some keyword research. So as I get keywords, I will plug them in here as well. Keyword 2, keyword 3. Just example of that. If there is sponsoring, if there is a sponsor, I want to keep track of the sponsor information. So the sponsor here, what the link is for the sponsor, what the call to action is. And if there is affiliates attached to it, I want the affiliate information. So I can type in the name of the company, I can type in the affiliate link, and I can type in the offer details. That way everything is here on one page. I do have this link here. So this is my template for my description. I did create a template for it, so this will be my default. All of my videos, if you go into the description, you will see all of these things here. These are the necessities, ways that you can keep up with me, ways to follow me, some links to my favorite tools. Up here I have this where, what is this video about? So this is the only thing that I change. Every video is going to have a different description. This is where I plug in what the video is about. And then here I have a placeholder for 2 videos if I want to link any additional videos in the description to take you guys to watch something that's similar in the content. If not, then you can always delete that. And then over here, I have, this is where my finalized title, I will plug that in here. So pause, test, video. And then all my keyword research results, I want to put what I found in TubeBuddy, what I found in vidIQ. There's a lot of different channels out there that go over these tools. We can look at that at a different time if you want. I also use Headline Studio, which is another thing we can get into. If you're interested in hearing more about that, comment down below, let me know. This kind of gives me an idea on my headlines to make sure that they're effective, make sure that it's something that's going to catch people's attentions. One of the most important things with YouTube is your title and your thumbnail. So I want to make sure my titles are catchy. This is a tool that helps me with that. And then any additional notes that I want to place on this. So for the instance of this, I want to make sure you delete this after the video. All right, so I just want to tell myself this is what I want to do. This is any particular notes pertaining to this video. I also put a toggle switch here. If there are any B-roll ideas that I want to add, I can place them in here. So it'll be scene 1. I can describe what the scene is, and then what B-roll footage I want to use for that scene. Same thing here for scene 2, whatever that scene is, what B-roll footage I want to use for that. Same thing with scene 3, and then if you need more, you can always add as you go along. And then I have my script formula down here. This helps me formulate my scripts. Not all of my videos are scripted. Some of these tutorials and educational ones aren't so much scripted, but there are some videos that are heavily scripted, and I do have a formula for those scripts. If you want to know more about the scripts and my formula and how to do that, make sure you comment down below. I'll have that video posted here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so when I drop that, you will be notified. But I do have a unique formula on how I script my videos that is effective. Now, what I do like to do with each video is I like to add an icon to it, right? Because that way it'll help me at a glance when I look at my list. So let me just put this lock here. I don't know, it's a test video. Maybe I want to put, you know, I don't know, video. Find a emoji or something that will help me remind me that this is a video. Let's use this here. Okay, so there you go. So then if you go back to my projects, you'll see that this test video is added here on my board. Bam, just like that, right? You scroll down, you'll see it. This is probably going to be right here. Here's my test video. Now, if you want to go ahead and change this so you can look at the board by status, right? This is an idea. So right here, you'll have it at the bottom of the board. And then I can kind of get a quick snapshot from here, which videos I need to work more on, where I'm at with these, which videos have been published already over here. This is kind of the running tally. And as you get more videos, as you get a little bit deeper, then all of these things will fill up. And so that's it. So once I have all of that filled out and I'm ready to go ahead and publish it on YouTube, then my next step is to go to Airtable. And my Airtable is going to look like this. Now, I do have a couple of things here on Airtable. I use Airtable for a database, and I like to use Airtable for the databases that I communicate on my website because it does have the unique ability to allow me to embed all of these databases onto my website. So if you look at my website, you will see that I do have my video gallery on there that I update every week, and I got that from here. So you're able to look at it as a gallery, and you're able to look at it as a calendar, so I could take a look at a calendar to see when these videos were published. I do have it sorted by playlist, and then I also have it sorted by stage. So I don't spend a lot of time on Airtable with anything post being scheduled because all of that work is being done in Notion. So for me, I could really pretty much hide a lot of these stacks, right? So what I would do here is that once I have all the information completed in Notion, I'll come over here and you kind of just cut and paste from Notion into here. So it's going to be Paul's test video. And it's kind of the same thing with the channel. I have a link to all of my different channels. And of course I do have a list for my different channels. Same thing with the playlist. I have the same exact playlist that I have in Notion, or the same playlist you choose over here. So this would be productivity and organization. Same thing with the status. This is a one that is completed, and the stage is going to be scheduled or published. So this one now is going to be scheduled. The link you're going to get from YouTube after you publish it, it's going to give you your video link. This is the script that I'm going to copy and paste from Notion. The short description is going to be a way to remind yourself what the video is. These are the keywords. I did some research on TubeBuddy and vidIQ. All those you can plug in here date recorded, your posting date, and the video description. Again, you're going to copy and paste out of Notion. And this is like your checks and balances. Make sure everything's done. Is your thumbnail created? Yes. Is your end card done? Yes. Is your monetization on? Yes or no. This video is a no. And then your cards. So if I did do any cards within the video where I referred you to another video, I could type that in here. So for example, let's say I did a card on the Airtable tutorial, and then I could put what time I put that card in. So I can make sure as I'm editing, as I'm double checking doing a walkthrough, make sure that these cards are in at the correct time. If there's a sponsor, you would click here and you can put your different sponsor information. Again, if there's an affiliate, I have a link of all my affiliates. You would add them in there as well. And then when you're done, it's going to look like this here in the gallery, or you could do it again, like I said, by the playlist. You could take a look there and the gallery, or you have your table. So guys, that is the synopsis. Once it's all said and done, you could go take a look at my website. It's paulmelikivi.com. You can see all the information that I have, all of my videos, all of my reading, all of my resources. All of that is kept in Airtable. All that is published on my website for you to take a look at. If this is the content that you enjoyed and this is helping you along your journey, to make sure you subscribe to my channel. Guys, that's going to be it for today. I'm glad that you hung in there. I appreciate you watching this video. If you have any questions, make sure you comment down below. Reach out to me. I'll be happy to address as many questions as I can. At some point in time, these templates will be available for you. If you are interested, if you have any particular questions on how I did any of this, if you want me to go in depth with any of these particular topics, let me know, and I'll go get to work on those videos, make sure I prioritize those for you guys. It's all about giving you the content that you want. So that's it, guys. Until the next time, I'm your boy Paul. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.